Over to Sarah of Art Talk number 93 of View of Space. Again, the space, the final frontier where no one has gone before, except for us, our audience members.
Morning, everyone. So yes, today we're going to be talking about the Hubble Space Telescope and the different images that it has captured. So the man in the upper right corner is Edwin Powell Hubble, who lived from 1889 to 1953. He was an American astronomer and played a large role in extragalactic astronomy and observational cosmology. Hubble proved that many objects previously thought to be clouds of dust and gas and classified as nebulae were actually galaxies beyond the Milky Way. And he also helped prove that the universe is expanding. Hubble Space Telescope, often referred to as HST or Hubble, is a space telescope that was launched into low Earth orbit in 1990 and remains in operation. It was not the first space telescope, but it is one of the largest and most versatile, renowned both as a vital research tool and also as a public relations tool for astronomy in general. The Space Telescope Science Institute selects Hubble's targets to focus on and processes the resulting data, while the Goddard Space Flight Center actually controls the spacecraft. Hubble's orbit outside the distortion of the atmosphere of Earth allows it to capture extremely high-resolution images with substantially lower background light than ground-based telescopes, which has led to many breakthroughs in astrophysics and astronomy. So this cosmic portrait, captured with the Hubble Space Telescope's Wide Field Camera 3, shows a stunning view of the spiral galaxy NGC 4571, which lies approximately 60 million light years from Earth in the constellation Coma Berenices. This constellation, whose name translates to Bernice's hair, was named after an Egyptian queen who lived more than 2,200 years ago. As majestic as spiral galaxies like this one are, they are far from the largest structures known to astronomers. So NGC 4571 is part of the Virgo cluster, which contains more than 1,000 galaxies. And this cluster is in turn part of the larger Virgo supercluster, which also encompasses the local group containing our own galaxy, the Milky Way. So this finely detailed image shows the heart of NGC 1097, a barred spiral galaxy that lies about 48 million light years from Earth in the constellation Fornax. This picture reveals the intricacy of the web of stars and dust at this galaxy center with these kind of long tendrils of dust seen in the dark red hue. And we can see this intricate structure thanks to two instruments on the Hubble Space Telescope, the Wide Field Camera 3 and the Advanced Camera for surveys. So the different cameras on the telescope are sensitive to different wavelengths of light. So by utilizing two cameras to create an image, we're allowing for the most possible light, therefore giving us the most detail in the image. And all telescope images are actually in grayscale, and then filters are put over them to give them more accurate color. So this particular image uses 7 different filters in total. So in this image, above wispy clouds of gas and this kind of strange super bubble dominate the view of this image. The nebula or gas cloud is known as N44, and it's located in a nearby galaxy called the Large Magellanic Cloud. In the image, you can see hydrogen gas glowing in the dark, along with dark dust lanes and stars of all ages in this complex structure, roughly 170,000 light years from Earth. This one is so amazing. So these towering tendrils of cosmic dust and gas sit at the heart of M16, or the Eagle Nebula. And the aptly named Pillars of Creation, featured in this image, are part of an active star-forming region within the nebula. So they hide newborn stars in their wispy columns. So the blue colors of the image represent oxygen, red is sulfur, and green represents both nitrogen and hydrogen. So stretching roughly 4 to 5 light years, the Pillars of Creation are a fascinating but relatively small feature of the entire Eagle Nebula, which spans about 70 by 55 light years. The nebula, discovered in 1745 by a Swiss astronomer, is located 7,000 light years from Earth in the constellation called Serpens. And it can actually be viewed in a smaller telescope and is most visible in July. So if anyone has a telescope, you can point it at the Pillars of Creation in July. So Jupiter, the largest planet in the solar system, is best known for its colorful storms, the most famous, of course, being the Great Red Spot. But now astronomers are focusing on another beautiful feature of the planet, the auroras. So using Hubble's, and they do this by using Hubble's ultraviolet capabilities. So these auroras are created when high energy particles enter a planet's atmosphere near its magnetic poles and collide with atoms of gas. So as well as producing beautiful images, this program aims to determine how various components of Jupiter's auroras respond to different conditions in the solar wind, which is a stream of charged particles ejected from the sun. And this program to study these auroras is in conjunction with NASA's spacecraft Juno, which entered Jupiter's orbit in July of 2016. So this is very exciting. This is breaking news that happened on March 30th. The Hubble Space Telescope has established an extraordinary new benchmark, detecting the light of a star that existed within the first billion years after the universe's birth in the Big Bang, the farthest individual star ever seen to date. So the previous record was also detected by Hubble, which was a star that was created in the first 4 billion years after the Big Bang. And scientists refer to that star as redshift 1.5. So as light travels farther away, the wavelength gets stretched out, resulting in a redshift of color. So this new star that has recently been found is redshift 6.2. So it's much farther. You can tell because it's more red. It's got more red of a color. So the light from this new star has taken 12.9 billion years to reach Earth. Just take a moment for that to sink in. 12.9 billion years. So in short, this is an extremely magnified star from the Sunrise Arc galaxy. And astronomers and scientists have named this star Earendel, which means morning star in Old English. Here we can see a spectacular head-on collision between two galaxies, which has fueled this unusual triangular-shaped star birthing frenzy as captured in this new image. The interacting galaxy duo is collectively called ARP-143. So the pair contains the glittery, distorted, star-forming spiral galaxy NGC-2445 on the right, along with its less flashy companion NGC-2444 at the left. So astronomers suggest that the galaxies pass through each other, igniting the uniquely shaped star formation firestorm in the galaxy on the right, where thousands of stars are bursting to life on the right-hand side of the image. This galaxy is awash in starbirth because it's so rich in gas, the fuel that makes stars. However, it hasn't yet escaped the gravitational clutches of its partner on the left. So the pair is waging this kind of cosmic tug of war, and the galaxy on the left appears to be winning, apparently. But the galaxy has pulled gas from its partner on the right, forming this kind of triangular shape of all these newly minted stars. And finally, we're going to talk a little bit about black holes. So a black hole is an extremely dense object from which no light can escape. Anything that comes within a black hole's, quote, event horizon, which is its point of no return, will be consumed, never to reemerge because of the black hole's unimaginably strong gravitational force. By its very nature, a black hole cannot be seen, but the hot disk of material that encircles it shines bright. So against a backdrop such as this disk, a black hole appears to cast a shadow. So the stunning new image shows the shadow of the supermassive black hole at the center of Messier 87, M87, an elliptical galaxy some 55 million light years from Earth. This black hole is 6.5 billion times the mass of the sun. So catching its shadow actually involved 8 ground-based radio telescopes around the globe operating together in conjunction as if they were one telescope the size of our entire planet. So overall, as you can see, the Hubble telescope and its findings have led to groundbreaking discoveries in astronomy and our universe, and it will be very fascinating to see what it discovers next. Thank you.
Amazing images, Sarah. I particularly like the pillars of creation and also where the two galaxies were colliding. Those are just absolutely incredible images, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah. Now, I do want a little known fact about SMA. And first of all, those images are actually created not just by scientists, but the scientists who are actually truly artists. What folks may not actually remember or know is that back in the late 1990s to the early 2000s, SMA actually had about 20 to 30 scientists, almost all of them PhDs, working at NASA, and they were members of the team at NASA that created images like that. And it takes countless hours to create those images. They really were artists, not just scientists, because they have to apply different filters to all the different frequencies of light that the telescope is capturing, and to try to capture that type of detail in the imagery. And hats off to them, and also the scientists that continue on in processing those images, because not only are they really artists and trying to capture that detail, but also truly scientists and understanding the science behind it, as well as data scientists, because just think about the vast volumes of data that the scope is capturing and that these scientists have to go through. It's measured at least in these days, probably exabytes, not even petabytes. So truly remarkable achievements of the scientists and artists at NASA.